Over time, the internet has become a place where danger and normalcy coexist. Online predators do not announce themselves. They remain present whether we choose to acknowledge them or not, and confronting this reality has become an unavoidable part of digital life. Many of us move through social media each day unaware of how closely these individuals operate just beyond our attention. While most major platforms invest significant effort into protecting users, especially minors, there are others where predators are not hidden at all, but exist openly and without consequence. I once believed that safety standards were consistent across social media, that moderation and accountability were universal priorities by all platforms. But my naive thought process was torn apart after I received this email. The email detailed an incident that occurred on the website Tumblr, a social media platform that rose to prominence in the early 2010s before shortly declining prior to 2020. The site is centered around blogs, long-form posts where users are largely free to share their thoughts and interests. Many people use these vlogs as a type of personal journal, creative outlet, or space to connect over shared aesthetics and experiences. However, for others, the platform becomes something more concerning. Some use it as a way to cope with their isolation, while others treat it as an outlet for deeply personal and inappropriate thoughts, often with little regard for who may be exposed to them. In this case, it's teenagers, more commonly teenage girls. The email I received cited her personal experience posting on Tumblr under the hashtag #girlblog, a very popular tag used by girls looking for an outlet to express themselves on Tumblr, something inherently innocent. These girls often seek online friendships and a way to escape feelings of loneliness or disconnection, something I personally can relate with a lot. It's something I hadn't really thought about for a really long time, and until the creation of this video, I hadn't realized how common it was for online predators to not only take advantage of this kind of behavior, but also take advantage of the teenagers who exhibit it. The emailer described their terrifying encounter with one such predator. They specifically mentioned how they were softly approached by comments on their blogs, which would eventually turn into direct messages. The emailer told me that these predators would get the teenagers to play trust games in order to extract personal information and explicit photos from them in DMs. Even the simple concept that someone can manipulate a child enough to surrender personal information is terrifying, and the fact that it happens on a platform most of us are unaware of makes it all the more worse. Tumblr's guidelines don't necessarily hinder predators either. The app makes it very easy to lie about your age for being a 17+ platform, and the app itself only bans sexual references, but not explicit nudity. These circumstances build Tumblr up to be an almost predator-friendly platform, where they're free to express themselves on blogs and interact with other girls. Tumblr is not completely at fault, though. In my opinion, though its moderation is too slow and ineffective, they are doing what they can, but they simply can't keep up. By the time Tumblr shuts a page down, new blogs are getting made, and DMs have already been exchanged. But let me remind you that past all these points, Tumblr is again not completely at fault. As though the nature of the platform does draw attention of predators, it also draws the attention of minors trying to get predator attention. Disgustingly, a small subset of these teens who receive DMs from predators actively look for it. These minors use tags targeted towards a disgusting community who gave themselves the title MAPS, MAP, standing for Minor Attracted Person. Minors will actively use these tags and sexualized images to provoke DMs from these adults, for the purpose of getting themselves. What's worse is that a big majority of these teens who do this also fetishize abuse, taboo, and even incest. They detail on about these sexual fantasies they seek to fulfill with someone much older than them, and this community of MAPs not only engages with it, but also plays a role in developing further fetishes. It's seriously, unbelievably nauseating. The overwhelming number of teenagers who I found doing this terrified me, and their accounts only go into more and more revealing territory, with some teens even requesting money in order to meet up with MAPs. I also found this confessions page under a minor's account where the MAP details on how he groomed and sexually assaulted a minor. But why would any minor want this? Now, my reasons will vary drastically, and my reasoning might not be right, but I'm going to use what I have to attempt an explanation for you. Many of these teenagers drawn to these online spaces are struggling with mental health challenges. These are not a moral failing, but it does shape how some young people seek connection and validation. Adolescents who feel isolated, unsupported, or emotionally neglected may turn to online platforms as a type of refuge. Places where they can feel seen, understood, or temporarily comforted. The appeal of these communities is often strongest for those who lack stable support systems offline, rather than for teenagers who feel secure and well supported in their daily lives. Within this population, there is also a small group of teens who have experienced childhood abuse. Trauma of this kind can profoundly affect emotional development and interpersonal boundaries, sometimes manifesting as confusion around consent, heightened vulnerability, or hypersexualized behavior. These outcomes are not choices, but consequences of harm that was done to them, underscoring the need for informed care, protection, and responsible discussion rather than stigma and exploitation. Tumblr, of course, isn't the only platform where teens run to. While searching on adult blogs, we found a link to a still active Discord server. Now, I really can't go into in depth on what we found in here, but what I can tell you is that the contents were extremely disturbing. In this Discord server was not only blatant CSAM being distributed, but it was also being sent and created by the minors themselves, with the adults pushing for more and validating them. There were
self-harm channels,
fetishes, and so much more where everyone's ages were being labeled. Not only does this happen on Discord, but it's also very common on X and platforms like it. What you're seeing on screen right now is footage that I found while doing research along with somebody. Our findings were truly disgusting, and I really don't want to talk about it much more than this. This is not only a big issue for Tumblr or Discord, but for the internet as a whole. We need more regulations when it comes to protecting minors online. No child should ever have to be taken advantage of online, especially when the handcuffs binding them to the people across the globe are so invisible you almost can't see them. Please take care of everyone around you. Pay closer attention to your family members, friends, and even strangers. Do your part in giving attention and love so that people don't start seeking it in places too dark to turn back. I hope you all had wonderful holidays. Subscribe, and you'll get more videos like mine on your feed. Please help this YouTube channel grow so that I can make more content like this. I love you all. Until next time. Bye.